Do you feel bloated after almost every meal? Does your belly feel tight and uncomfortable like there's a balloon inside? And that embarrassing gas that comes at the worst possible moments? I need to tell you something important right now. This is not just about digestion. This is your colon crying out for help, and if you ignore these signs, you could be heading towards serious intestinal problems that might steal your independence and quality of life. Your colon is supposed to work smoothly and efficiently, but when it's inflamed and full of trapped gas, every single day becomes a struggle. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to live like this anymore because there are simple, natural solutions that can restore your colon and eliminate that gas in just days. And I'm going to share every single one of them with you right now. My name is Dr. Rebecca Parker. I've worked as a physician for over 20 years, and today I focus specifically on senior health, and one of the most common complaints I hear from my patients is this exact issue: constant bloating, painful gas, and a colon that just doesn't work the way it used to. You're not alone in this. Thousands of seniors across America wake up every morning feeling like their stomach is already full before they even eat breakfast, and they go through their entire day uncomfortable, avoiding social situations because they're worried about gas, missing out on family gatherings because they don't know when their belly will start acting up, and I've seen how this affects not just physical health, but emotional well-being too. But here's what most people don't understand. Your colon is like a garden, and when that garden isn't getting the right nutrients and care, weeds start to grow, things get backed up, inflammation takes over, and suddenly you're dealing with gas, bloating, constipation, and even pain that radiates through your entire abdomen. Let me explain exactly what's happening inside your body right now. Your colon is responsible for absorbing water and nutrients from food while moving waste out of your system, and it's lined with billions of beneficial bacteria that help break down food and produce essential vitamins. But as we age, especially after 60, several things start to go wrong. First, the muscles in your intestinal walls start to weaken, which means food moves through more slowly, giving it more time to ferment and produce gas. Second, the balance of bacteria in your gut gets disrupted by medications, stress, processed foods, and a lack of fiber, and when bad bacteria outnumber the good ones, they produce excessive amounts of gas as they break down food. Third, your digestive enzymes decrease with age, which means your body struggles to properly break down certain foods, especially dairy, beans, and cruciferous vegetables, and those undigested foods sit in your colon fermenting and creating more and more gas. And here's the scary part. Chronic inflammation in the colon doesn't just cause discomfort. It can lead to diverticulitis, hemorrhoids, intestinal blockages, and even increase your risk of colon cancer. According to recent studies, seniors who experience chronic bloating and gas have a significantly higher rate of developing serious digestive diseases, and the longer you wait to address this, the harder it becomes to restore your colon to healthy function. If this resonates with you, if you've been living with this discomfort and thinking it's just a normal part of aging, hit that like button right now, because what I'm about to share with you could completely transform your digestive health and give you back the comfort and freedom you deserve. So let's talk about the first solution, and this one is incredibly simple and accessible to everyone watching this video right now. I'm talking about warm lemon water with a specific twist that makes all the difference. Now I know you've probably heard about lemon water before, but most people don't understand why it works or how to prepare it correctly for maximum colon healing. Here's the science. Lemons contain citric acid, which stimulates the production of digestive enzymes and bile, helping your body break down food more efficiently so less of it sits in your colon fermenting and producing gas. The warm water itself is crucial because it helps relax the muscles in your intestinal tract, encourages movement of waste through your system, and increases blood flow to your digestive organs. But here's the key that most people miss. You need to add a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt to this mixture because that salt contains minerals that help balance the pH in your colon and support the growth of beneficial bacteria while also drawing water into your intestines, which softens stool and prevents the constipation that often leads to gas buildup. Let me give you the exact protocol for this simple morning remedy. Take 1 fresh lemon, cut it in half, and squeeze the juice from half of that lemon into a glass, and you want to use about 8 ounces of warm water, not hot, not cold, but warm like a comfortable bath. And the temperature matters because cold water can actually shock your digestive system and cause it to contract, while hot water might destroy some of the beneficial compounds in a lemon. Add that quarter teaspoon of sea salt. Stir it well until the salt dissolves completely, and drink this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach at least 20 minutes before you eat anything else. The timing is critical because your stomach is empty and your digestive system is ready to receive this healing mixture without interference from food. You should drink this slowly, taking small sips over about 5 minutes, and within 30 minutes you'll often feel your digestive system start to wake up and move. Many of my patients tell me they have their first comfortable bowel movement of the day within an hour of drinking this, and over the course of just a few days, they notice dramatically less bloating and gas throughout the day. I remember a patient of mine, a 72-year-old woman named Margaret from a retirement community here in Florida, who had been struggling with terrible bloating for over 3 years. She told me she felt like she was 6 months pregnant by the end of every day, and the gas was so bad she had stopped going to her weekly card games because she was embarrassed. I taught her this exact lemon water protocol, and she called me 2 weeks later almost in tears because she said for the first time in years she could eat dinner without her stomach swelling up, and she was back at her card games feeling confident and comfortable. That's the power of this simple remedy when you do it correctly and consistently. But we need to go deeper because while lemon water is a fantastic first step, your colon needs more support to truly heal and restore its natural function, and that's where the second solution comes in. And this one addresses the root cause of gas production in a way that most people never think about. The second solution is fermented foods, specifically sauerkraut and kefir, and I'm going to explain exactly why these work and how to incorporate them into your daily routine for maximum benefit. Your colon contains trillions of bacteria, and the balance between good bacteria and bad bacteria determines whether you experience gas and bloating or comfortable, easy digestion. When you eat fermented foods, you're introducing billions of beneficial bacteria called probiotics directly into your digestive system, and these good bacteria do several incredible things. First, they crowd out the bad bacteria that produce excessive gas, essentially taking over the territory in your colon and restoring healthy balance. Second, they help break down food more completely so there's less undigested material sitting in your colon fermenting. Third, they strengthen the lining of your intestinal walls, reducing inflammation and healing damage that might have accumulated over years of poor digestion. And fourth, they produce short-chain fatty acids, which actually feed the cells of your colon and help them function optimally. Here's what makes sauerkraut and kefir particularly powerful. Sauerkraut is fermented cabbage, and cabbage itself is rich in fiber and compounds that support colon health, but when it's fermented, it becomes even more beneficial because the fermentation process creates probiotics and also breaks down some of the complex sugars in the cabbage that would normally cause gas, which means you get all the benefits without the bloating that raw cabbage might cause. You can find sauerkraut at any grocery store across America, from Walmart to your local health food store. But here's what you need to know. You must buy refrigerated sauerkraut, not the shelf-stable kind, because the shelf-stable versions have been pasteurized, which kills all those beneficial bacteria, and you want the live cultures. Look for brands that say raw and unpasteurized on the label, and check the ingredients list to make sure it only contains cabbage, water, and salt with no vinegar added, because real fermented sauerkraut doesn't need vinegar. Kefir is a fermented milk drink that's similar to yogurt, but actually contains many more strains of beneficial bacteria, and it's incredibly effective at restoring colon health. The probiotics in kefir include strains that specifically target gas-producing bacteria and help rebalance your entire digestive system. You can find kefir in the dairy section of any major grocery store, usually near the yogurt, and it comes in plain or flavored varieties. I recommend starting with plain kefir because the flavored versions often contain added sugar, which can actually feed bad bacteria and work against what you're trying to achieve. If you're lactose intolerant, don't worry, because the fermentation process in kefir breaks down most of the lactose, and many people who can't tolerate regular milk can handle kefir just fine. Plus, there are also non-dairy kefir options made from coconut milk or water if you prefer. Here's your simple protocol for incorporating these fermented foods. Start with 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut with 1 meal per day, and you can eat it straight from the jar or add it to your plate alongside whatever you're eating. Don't heat it up because heat kills the beneficial bacteria. After 3 days, increase to 2 tablespoons twice daily with lunch and dinner. For kefir, start with a 1/4 cup in the morning, either by itself or mixed into a smoothie, and after a few days, increase to 1/2 cup daily. The key is to start small because your digestive system needs time to adjust to the influx of new bacteria, and if you take too much too fast, you might actually experience temporary gas and bloating as your gut flora rebalances. But if you ease into it gradually, you'll avoid that adjustment period and start experiencing relief within just a few days. Write in the comments, have you already used sauerkraut or kefir? Share your experience because your story might help someone else watching this video right now. Now let me tell you about something that ties all of this together and amplifies the healing process, and this is where we get into the most powerful solution of all. Your colon needs fiber, but not just any fiber. You need a specific type called soluble fiber, and the absolute best source of this is ground flaxseed, and when you combine it with the right preparation method, it becomes like a healing balm for your entire digestive tract. Flaxseed contains both soluble and insoluble fiber, and the soluble fiber is what makes it so special for colon restoration and gas elimination. When soluble fiber mixes with water, it forms a gel-like substance that does several miraculous things inside your colon. First, it coats and soothes the inflamed lining of your intestinal walls, reducing irritation and promoting healing. Second, it absorbs excess gas and helps move it out of your system instead of letting it build up and cause that uncomfortable bloating. Third, it feeds your beneficial bacteria, helping them multiply and thrive, which further supports healthy digestion. Fourth, it adds bulk to your stool and helps it move through your colon more efficiently, preventing the constipation that often leads to gas buildup. And fifth, it helps regulate bowel movements so you become more regular, which is essential for long-term colon health. But here's what most people don't know. You must use ground flaxseed, not whole flaxseed, because whole flax seeds pass through your digestive system completely intact without releasing their beneficial compounds, and your body can't break through that hard outer shell. You can buy pre-ground flaxseed at any pharmacy like Walgreens or CVS or any grocery store in the health food section. Or you can buy whole flax seeds and grind them yourself in a coffee grinder. And if you grind them yourself, you need to store the ground flaxseed in the refrigerator in an airtight container because once they're ground, the oils inside can go rancid if left at room temperature. Here's the exact protocol I give my patients, and this has helped hundreds of them restore their colon health and eliminate gas permanently. Every evening before bed, take 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed and mix it into 8 ounces of water. Stir it really well and let it sit for at least 10 minutes. And what happens during those 10 minutes is the soluble fiber begins to absorb the water and form that healing gel. After 10 minutes, stir it again and drink the entire mixture, and yes, it has a slightly thick texture, but it's not unpleasant, and you can add a little bit of honey or a splash of juice if you need to make it more palatable. The reason you take this before bed is because it works overnight while you sleep, coating your colon, absorbing gas, feeding good bacteria, and preparing your digestive system for a comfortable bowel movement in the morning. You'll notice changes within 3 to 5 days. The bloating that used to hit you after meals will be dramatically reduced. The gas that used to embarrass you will happen less and less frequently. Your bowel movements will become more regular and comfortable. And that tight, uncomfortable feeling in your belly will start to disappear. After 2 weeks, most of my patients tell me their digestion feels better than it has in years, and after a month, they can't imagine going back to life without this simple evening routine. I had a patient, a 68-year-old retired teacher named Robert who lived in Minnesota, and he had suffered from terrible gas and bloating for over 5 years. And it had gotten so bad that he was taking over-the-counter gas medications multiple times every single day with very little relief. His grandchildren were visiting from out of state, and he was miserable because he couldn't enjoy meals with them without feeling like his stomach was going to explode. I taught him this flaxseed protocol along with the lemon water and fermented foods, and within 1 week he called me and said the change was remarkable, and by the time his grandchildren left 2 weeks later, he had enjoyed every single meal with them, taken them out for ice cream, gone to restaurants, and felt comfortable and confident the entire time. He told me with tears in his eyes that I had given him back his life. If this video has been helpful so far, hit that like button because we're not done yet, and what I'm about to tell you will help you understand how all three of these solutions work together to create complete colon restoration. Here's how these three solutions create a synergistic healing effect in your body. The warm lemon water in the morning wakes up your digestive system, stimulates enzyme production, and prepares your colon for the day ahead, while also helping to flush out toxins and waste that accumulated overnight. The fermented foods you eat throughout the day continuously replenish your beneficial bacteria, improve your ability to break down food completely, and reduce the production of gas at its source. And the flaxseed mixture at night provides overnight healing, coating and soothing your colon while you sleep, absorbing excess gas, and setting you up for a comfortable morning bowel movement. Together, these three solutions address every aspect of colon health. They improve muscle function, balance bacteria, reduce inflammation, increase enzyme production, promote regular elimination, and heal the intestinal lining. But there's one more thing I need to tell you about, and this is about what you should avoid while you're healing your colon, because even the best solutions won't work if you keep doing the things that damage your digestive system. There are three main culprits that are probably in your diet right now that are making your gas and bloating worse. First is processed foods, especially anything with artificial sweeteners like sorbitol, xylitol, or maltitol, because your body cannot digest these sugar alcohols, and they sit in your colon fermenting and producing massive amounts of gas. And they're hidden in sugar-free gum, sugar-free candies, diet sodas, and many processed snacks. Second is excessive dairy. And I know this is hard for many Americans because we grew up drinking milk and eating cheese. But as we age, our bodies produce less lactase, which is the enzyme needed to break down lactose in dairy products. And undigested lactose ferments in the colon and creates terrible gas and bloating. So if you're struggling with these symptoms, try reducing dairy for 2 weeks and see if you notice improvement. Third is carbonated beverages, because every time you drink soda or sparkling water, you're literally putting gas directly into your digestive system, and that gas has to go somewhere, and it often gets trapped in your colon, causing bloating and discomfort. During these long winter months, when many of us across America, especially in the Midwest and Northeast, tend to be less active and eat heavier comfort foods, digestive problems often get worse, and your colon needs extra support. The cold weather can actually slow down your digestion even more because your body is focused on keeping warm, and you might not be drinking as much water as you should because you don't feel as thirsty, but your colon desperately needs that water to function properly. Make sure you're drinking at least 6 to 8 glasses of water every day, even in winter, and if plain water is hard for you, add a little lemon or drink herbal tea. But avoid excessive coffee because caffeine can actually dehydrate you and make constipation worse. If you want access to exclusive content, recipes, and deeper advice on colon health and other senior health topics, become a channel member, because there I share even more detailed information, meal plans, and step-by-step protocols that can help you take your health to the next level. And you'll also get early access to new videos and the ability to ask me questions directly. Let me also address something important that many of my patients worry about. How long will it take to see results? Based on my 20 years of experience working with seniors, here's what you can typically expect. Within the first 3 days of following this protocol, you should notice less bloating after meals and possibly more regular bowel movements. By the end of the first week, gas production should be significantly reduced, and that tight, uncomfortable feeling in your belly should start to ease. By week 2, most people experience dramatic improvement with much more comfortable digestion overall. And by week 4, your colon should be functioning better than it has in years, and these improvements continue to build over time as your gut flora continues to rebalance and your intestinal lining continues to heal. It's also important to understand that everyone's body is different, and some people respond faster than others depending on how long they've been dealing with these issues and what the underlying causes are. If you've been suffering with gas and bloating for many years, your colon might need a bit more time to fully heal, but that doesn't mean you won't see improvement quickly. It just means complete restoration might take a few weeks longer. The key is consistency because these natural solutions work through cumulative effect, not overnight magic, and if you follow the protocol every single day, your body will respond. From a medical perspective, what we're doing here is supporting your body's own natural healing mechanisms rather than forcing changes with medications that often have side effects. Your colon wants to heal, it wants to function properly, but it needs the right building blocks and the right environment, and that's exactly what these 3 solutions provide. The lemon water provides stimulation and cleansing. The fermented foods provide beneficial bacteria and improve digestion, and the flax seed provides soothing fiber and healing compounds. This is how medicine should work, by supporting the body's natural wisdom and giving it what it needs to restore itself to healthy function. If this material has opened your eyes and given you hope that you can finally overcome these digestive issues that have been holding you back, hit that like button one more time because your engagement helps other seniors across America find this information and get the help they need. Now I want you to imagine what your life could look like just a few weeks from now when your colon is restored and that gas is eliminated. Imagine waking up in the morning feeling light and comfortable instead of bloated before you even start your day. Imagine eating meals with your family and friends without worrying about whether your stomach will swell up or whether embarrassing gas will strike at the wrong moment. Imagine going to church, going shopping, visiting your grandchildren, traveling, and doing all the things you love without constantly thinking about where the nearest bathroom is or whether your belly is going to cooperate. Imagine sleeping through the night without waking up uncomfortable, and imagine having the energy and comfort to truly enjoy your retirement years the way you deserve to. This is not just possible. This is what happens when you take control of your colon health and give your body the support it needs. You don't have to live with constant bloating and gas. You don't have to feel embarrassed or uncomfortable anymore. You don't have to miss out on life because of digestive problems. Your body is designed to heal, and with these 3 simple, natural solutions that you can start today, you can restore your colon and eliminate that gas within days. And the best part is these aren't expensive medications with dangerous side effects. These are simple, affordable, natural remedies that work with your body's own healing power, and they're available to you right now at your local grocery store or pharmacy. Share this video with someone you care about because if you've been struggling with these issues, chances are someone you love is struggling too, and this information could change their life. Write in the comments and let me know which of these 3 solutions you're going to start with, and if you've already tried any of them, share your experience because your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take action. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos where I'll continue sharing this kind of practical, effective health information designed specifically for seniors. And if you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, I'm sure you'll love this one that's appearing on your screen right now because I prepared it especially for this channel's subscribers. And it contains even more powerful information about digestive health and overall wellness that every senior needs to know.